Shalom, shalom. I'd like to start this video by giving all honor, praises, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Racha Kodash. Double honors to my teachers, the elder apostles and elder bishops of Great Millstone, teaching and ruling well. Salutation, peace, and blessings to the hopeful elect, pushing forth the word, whether people hear it forbear, keeping the law, statutes, and commandments to the best of their ability, and awaiting on Yahweh Shai to come and deliver us from this wicked kingdom. All right. So, Lord willing, this will be an edifying lesson, and it's pertaining to how the right hand is stronger than the left hand in the spiritual sense. Okay. So it says here in Ecclesiastes 1:16, I communed with my own heart, saying, Lo, I am come to great estate, and have gotten more wisdom than all they that have been before me in Jerusalem. Yet my heart had great experience of wisdom and knowledge. I gave my heart to know wisdom and know madness and folly. I perceive that this is also vexation of spirit. Okay. So at the end of the day, this was King Solomon, the wisest man until Yahushua came on the scene. Well, it's still the same person through the spirit. You know, it's the same spirit coming back in the reincarnation. So Solomon, when he came back, during the time when Solomon came, he applied himself to know wisdom, to know both sides, the left hand and the right hand. Okay, so he knew Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahshai, but he also delved in the left hand. He delved into wickedness. He delved into madness. He delved into folly. Okay, and that's why he said, "I perceive this is also vexation of spirit," and that's why at the end of the day, the conclusion of the matter. What did Solomon say that the conclusion of the matter was? The conclusion of the matter is to fear the Lord and to keep His commandments. Okay, that's after all the experiments, after all the wisdom that he acquired from the good and the bad. Okay, he only the conclusion was that the only way to have a meaningful and purposeful life is to fear the Lord and obey His commandments. Okay, so again it says here in Ecclesiastes 2:12. I turn myself to behold wisdom and madness and folly. For what can the man do that cometh after the king? Even that which had been done already. Even that which had been already done. Then I saw that wisdom excelleth folly, as far as light excelleth darkness. You see, so at the end of all these experiments, at the end of the conclusion of the matter, was that the light, the wisdom, is greater than wickedness. Okay. Because at the end of the day, what is the end of wisdom? Okay, life everlasting. It says wisdom is a defense. Okay, but the excellency of wisdom is that it brings to life, contrary to wickedness, which brings unto death. Okay, corruption brings unto death. Okay, so it says here in Ecclesiastes 10:5, there is an evil which I've seen under the sun, and as an error which proceeded from the ruler. Folly is set in great dignity, and the rich seat in low place. So again, like Solomon was experiencing, and he saw that folly was set in great dignity. Wickedness was exalted in this kingdom. How much more in this kingdom that we live today, in the kingdom of the wicked, where the rulers are ruling in wickedness. The earth is given into the hands of the wicked. Okay, so how much more now that that folly is set in great dignity, man. You know, like we like to say, man, grown men doing pranks, going around pranking people. Grown men, man, with families. You know, they have a family to support, but they're out there doing pranks, making stupid YouTube videos. You got, you know, you could change all sorts of abominations being pushed forth in this kingdom, and it's being exalted. People are promoting it, but when it comes to the truth, it's disregarded. That's why it says the rich in spirit, sit in no place, because the wisdom of the poor is not regarded, is deemed as nothing. Okay, we're telling our people to turn back to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahshai, the one and true power. You know, and He's gonna come and deliver us in UFOs and things that we're gonna live forever. The so-called white man is the devil, you know, that the Bible speaks of. You know, and we're telling them these things, and they just can't perceive it because the wisdom of the poor is despised. Okay, but it says here in Ecclesiastes 8:11, because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily. Again, why? Because the wicked is in the wicked are in rulership, so they're not exalting righteous judgment. So therefore, the law is slack. Okay, they put away the laws of Yahweh Bashim El Shai and came up with their own statutes and legislations. They came up with their own laws that would benefit their wickedness. Okay, so it says here, therefore the heart of the sons of man is fully set in them to do evil, to push forth folly, to be in that stupid and wicked vibration. Okay, all these people that you see, if you're not in the truth, you're really under the vibration of Satan ultimately, man. Because regardless if you're Muslim, atheist, Buddhist, whatever it is, if you're not following after Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, you're following after a lie. You're under the spirit of error, so therefore you're following after the vibration of Satan regardless. Okay? There's no such thing as um, a good there's no such thing as someone that's good if he's not following after Yahweh Bashim El Shai. You're not good if you're not worshiping the Lord in truth and sincerity and keeping His commandments, following after His ordinances, obeying the voice of the Lord, man. If you're not following after Yahweh Bashim El Shai, you're not a good person, right? There's even Yahweh Shai said there's none good except for the Lord. But again, at least those that have serving the Lord are trying, okay? We know that we have our flaws. We know that we're in the flesh, but at least us, we're seeking after the face of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. We're actually trying to walk after righteousness. Okay? So it says here, though a sinner do evil 100 times, and his days be prolonged, yet surely I know that it shall be well with them that fear the Most High, and which fear before him. Okay? But it shall not be well with the wicked, neither shall he prolong his days, which are as a shadow, because he feared not before the Most High. So like I said, wisdom bringeth forth a life everlasting. Okay, if you're walking in the wisdom of Yahweh Bashim Yashai, walking after the law, statutes, and commandments, walking after Yahweh Shai, you will live forevermore if you have faith. Okay, if you obey and you have faith in the Lord. Okay, but if you do contrary to the law, statutes, and commandments, if you disobey the commandments of Yahweh Bashim Yashai and disregard His voice, His commandments, you're gonna reap corruption unto yourself. Okay. And at the end of the day, by you disobeying, you're not hurting the Lord. You're not hurting His servants. You're only hurting yourself. Okay, and this is speaking to the Israelites. Okay, to the Hebrew Israelites. Okay, because this message, ultimately, the message of salvation, the message of truth, okay, is only directed to the sons and daughters of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, that royal lineage. The rest of the world, you guys are extra in the movies. You guys are peasants. You can go about your day, man. Okay, this doesn't concern you. Just know that you're gonna have to go into slavery under the Israelites when Yahushua comes back and sets everything into order, man. Because ultimately, this way of life, this way of living, this Babylonian lifestyle that the whole world is under is nothing but a facade. It's nothing but fake. Okay, it's a fraud. Okay, it's counterfeit. Okay, and that's why the elect, the hopeful elect, are abstaining from this way of life, because we know that this is not real. Okay, so again, this kingdom has an end. Corruption has an end. Wickedness is going to come at an end when Yahweh comes back and establishes order and takes out the wicked out of rulership. Okay, so it says here in 2nd Ezra 6:27, for evil shall be put out, and deceit shall be quenched. And that's how you know that wisdom is above folly, because folly has an end. Wisdom is everlasting. Okay, you can't go above. Wisdom cannot over exceed. Wisdom cannot overpower. So like a folly cannot overpower wisdom, because wisdom is eternal. Wisdom is forever. Okay, so again, there's a time. So it says, for evil shall be put out, deceit shall be quenched. As for faith, it shall flourish. Corruption shall be overcome. Corruption is going to be overpowered. The wickedness shall be no more. Okay, even these other nations will have to beat the law, statutes, and commandments into their heads. Okay, they'll have to keep the law, statutes, and commandments. Yes, of course, they won't keep it to 100%, but at least they're going to be in a better state. Okay, the nations are going to be in a better mindset, and they're going to be in a better mind, because they're going to fear the Lord, and they're going to keep the law, statutes, and commandments. Okay, we're going to force them into righteousness, man. Okay, they're gonna keep it to the best of their ability, because ultimately they're not gonna have the same programming as the Israelites. Okay, we're gonna have an immortal body. They're gonna have a corrupted. They're gonna have a body that dies. Okay, they're not gonna be translated. They're not gonna be changed. Okay, the Israelites are gonna have that transformation. We're gonna have that glow. We're gonna be a representation of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai on this earth, man. All right, they're gonna know and acknowledge that we are powers. Okay, that we are the sons of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, Yashar Allah. That's us, man. They're gonna acknowledge. Okay. But again, corruption shall be overcome, and truth, which have been so long without fruit, shall be declared. Okay, so this truth, even in these other nations, will have to bow down to Yahushai, submit themselves to the will of the Lord, and follow after His ordinances. Okay, so ultimately, we're just ahead of the curve, man. The Israelites, the Lord has given us this knowledge and understanding unto us first. He only gave it unto us for us to be the example to the world. Okay, but afterwards, when we're in rulership, when we're established on the earth, when the Lord comes back and establishes righteousness on the earth, we're gonna have to teach these other nations to follow the right way. Okay. So it says here in 2 Ezra 7:43, but the day of doom shall be the end of this time. There's an end to this time. There's an end to wickedness. Okay? The day of doom, the day of destruction, the day of the Lord is going to be the end of this time, and shall be the beginning of immortality for to come, wherein corruption is past. Come on, man. That's heavy bars right there, man. Corruption is past. It's a thing of the past, man, to the point where it's going to be a point where people don't even remember the Edomites, man. So you know, imagine 10,000 years in the kingdom of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. People are actually gonna. The only way you would know about the Edomites is if you read it in a book, okay? Because corruption and wickedness and evil is gonna be put out, man. It's gonna be a thing of this time, not the time of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, okay? So it says here, and temperance is at an end, infidelity is cut off, righteousness is grown, and truth is sprung up. So again, Yahweh Hashem Yahushua is going to establish that truth. He's going to come back and set up the order on the earth, man. And he's going to reign on the earth, man. All right? So again, that's just to say that how wickedness cannot overexceed wisdom and righteousness. Because like I said before, wisdom and righteousness bring it to everlasting life evermore. Okay? While wickedness and corruption and evil only brings to death. Okay, they only brings to an end. Okay, so just a quick examples of how wisdom or righteousness, or when you're dealing with the right hand, you're dealing with a stronger power than the left. Okay, so it says here in Exodus 7:10, and Moses and Aaron went unto Pharaoh and did so as the Lord had commanded. And Aaron cast down his rod before Pharaoh and before his servants, and it became a serpent. Then Pharaoh also called the wise men and the sorcerers, now the magicians of Egypt, that they also did in like manner with their enchantments. So again, they were dealing with the left hand. Okay, so again, in today's time, Esau Edom is a representation of Pharaoh. Okay, he's the one that's holding Israel captive. Okay, so he's pushing for all sorts of enchantments. How do we know that? Because even in his media goes back into medium. Okay, which is sorcery. Okay, his school system, the fact that he weaponized even the food that we eat, the air that we breathe, the water that we drink. You know, that even the woman, you know, the minds of the woman are polluted. Okay, the minds of the regular folks are completely in gross darkness, as it says Isaiah 60. Okay, so and that's because Babylon has been a golden cup in the hands of the Lord, and all the world is made drunk from the philosophies, man. Okay, and again, it even tells you that Babylon the Great is the mistress of witchcraft. Okay, because she pushes forth nothing but wickedness. Okay, that's why this place must be destroyed. Okay, but again, that's just to say how just as Moses and Aaron did transform the rod into a serpent, on the left hand, Pharaoh and his sorcerers did the same. But what happened afterwards? It says here, then Pharaoh also, and then it says, so like at verse 12, Exodus 7:12, for they cast down every man his rod, and they became serpents. But Aaron's rod swallowed up their rods. Okay, the rod of righteousness overcame the rod of wickedness, the rods of wickedness, because there were multiple. As it says, there is only one way that leads unto life, but the ways that lead unto death are many. Okay, so it says here, he hardened, and again, he hardened Pharaoh's heart, and that he hearkened not unto them as the Lord had said. So ultimately, yeah, man. So that was just another example of how righteousness is more powerful than wickedness. Another example is in First King 18, and I'll start at 25. And Elijah said unto the prophets of Baal, choose you one bullock for yourselves and dress it first, for ye are many. So again, there are many. There are many. The Lord doesn't deal with a lot of people, man. He can choose deliverance with a small number. Okay? So now you have one prophet that's serving Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua in truth and sincerity, Elijah. Okay? And then you have many prophets who are serving after idols, after vain things. Okay? He says, ye are many, and call upon the name of your gods. Okay, not even the name of your God, one God, but your gods. All call upon all your gods, man, and put no fire under it. And they took the bullock which was given them, and dressed it, and called upon the name of Baal from morning even unto noon, saying, O Baal, hear us. Okay, but Baal is an idol, man. Baal is not real, man. Okay, it says, hear us, but there was no voice, nor any that answered, and that leaped upon the altar, which Salakia, nor any that answered, and they leaped upon the altar which was made. And it came to pass at noon that Elijah mocked them, and said, cry aloud, for he is a power, either he is talking, or he is pursuing, or he is at a journey, or peradventure he sleepeth, and must be awakened. Okay, but again, yo, the Most High is everywhere. The Most High is in all and in all, because he made everything, man. The Lord is in control, man. You don't have to look for the Lord. The Lord is there. Okay? That's why he was making fun of them. He was mocking them, man. You see? Maybe you have to wake him up, man. Maybe he's asleep. Maybe, you see? Making fun of these goofy ass people, man. Following after vanity, following after idols. And ultimately, this is all these any other doctrine that you're following after is basically the same thing. It's vanity, man. Because it's not real. The only thing that's real, it's Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. Okay? So it says here, and they cried aloud and cut themselves after their manner with knives and lashes till blood gushed out upon them. So they were cutting themselves, harming themselves, calling upon you have to picture that scene, man. It's all complete madness, man. This some emo shit, man. Okay? So it says here, and it came to pass when midday was past, and they prophesied unto the time of the offering of the sacrifice, that there was neither voice nor any to answer, nor any that regarded. And Elijah said unto all the people, come near unto me. And all the people came near unto him, and he repaired the altar of the Lord that was broken down. And Elijah took 12 stones according to the numbers of the tribes of the sons of Jacob, unto whom the word of the Lord came, saying, Israel shall be thy name. And with the stones he built an altar in the name of the Lord, and he made trenches about the altar, so as great as would contain 2 measures of seed. And he would put wood in order. And cut the bullock in pieces, and lay him on the wood, and said, fill 4 barrels with water, and pour it upon the burnt sacrifice and on the wood. That's just to prove you how much more righteousness, wisdom, and serving Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua is more effective than to go after idols, man. Okay? Even Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua has said at one point, call upon your idols that you have and let them save you from the disasters that's about to happen. Because the Lord mocked them. The same way that Elijah is mocking the prophets of Baal, the Lord was mocking Israel because they were following after vanity, man. Follow after other powers, man. Provoking the Lord into wrath. Okay? So it came to pass, now you're calling upon me? Remember last week you were bowing down to Baal? Bowing down to a rock? Call upon your gods then. You don't need me. Why are you calling me? That's the problem with Israel. They only come to the Lord when shit hits the fan. Instead of seeking the Lord while he may be found, seeking the Lord early. Okay? Now when they don't have any more options, when nothing else works, that's when they want to turn to the Lord. But no, man. You're supposed to seek the kingdom of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai first. Okay? And these people are gonna learn, man. Okay? Those that don't want to learn by mercy, they're gonna learn by fire. They're gonna learn by after death by pain. Okay? So it says here, and he said, it says, and he laid the 4 wood and said, fill 4 barrels of water and pour it upon the burnt sacrifice and on the wood. And he said, do it the 2nd time, and they did it the 2nd time. And he said, do it the 3rd time, and they did it the 3rd time. And the water ran about the altar, and he filled the trenches also with water. And it came to pass that at the time of the offering of the evening sacrifice, that Elijah the prophet came near and said, Lord, power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Because again, that's the royal seed line that the Lord is dealing with. Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and Israel. Let it be known this day that thou art the power in Israel, and that I am thy servant, and that I have done all these things at thy word. Hear me, O Lord, hear me, that this people may know that thou art the Lord power, and that thou hast turned their hearts back again. Then the fire, as soon as he finished praying, as soon as he prayed unto Yahweh Bashim Yahushai in righteousness, in truth, and sincerity, what did happen? The fire of the Lord fell. Okay, not the fire of Baal, the fire of the Lord, man. Okay, because again, there is no other power but Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Okay, and consumed the burnt sacrifice, and the wood, and the stones, and the dust, and licked up the water that was in the trenches. And when all the people saw it, they fell on their faces, and they said, the Lord, he is power, the Lord, he is power. Okay? So again, some people must see this, the miracles. Some people must see great and marvelous works for them to turn and repent from their wickedness, man. And that's why we believe through the Spirit that there's gonna be a lot of people that even during the time of Jacob's trouble are gonna repent and acknowledge that they were sinning, that they were doing the wrong things, and turn back to the Lord, and Lord willing, they might have salvation. Okay. So it says here, this is an example of Yahushai when he was facing against Satan. Okay. So it says here, Matthew 4:1, then was Yahushai led up of the Spirit into the wilderness to be tempted of the devil. Okay. The devil wanted to tempt him to make him choose the left hand over the right hand. The instant gratification over the suffering and the patient and the laboring work that will lead unto life. Okay, because again, like I said, like I keep mentioning, walking after Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, walking after righteousness, it's a work of patience, a work of endurance, a work that you have to labor, and then after a time you will reap the benefits. But following after Satan, you will reap the benefits now, but the latter end is death. Okay. So it says here, and when he had fasted 40 days and 40 nights, he was afterwards a-hungered. And when the tempter came to him, he said, if thou be the Son of the Most High, command that these stones may be made bread. But he answered and said, it is written, man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeded out of the mouth of the Most High. You see, so the Lord was, he was fighting with the Spirit, through the Spirit. He was fighting with the Word. Okay, he wasn't being carnal, like you're trying to box out Satan. Nah, man, you just told him, no, according as it is written. Okay, this is what the Lord says. Okay, and it says here, then the devil taking him up into the holy city and set it up on the pinnacle of the pinnacle of the temple, and said unto him, if thou be the Son of the Most High, cast thyself down, for it is written, he shall give his angels charges concerning thee. So even Satan knows the scriptures, man. Even these elite, the higher up elite, man, the upper echelons of Isa Edom, they know the scriptures. They know that they have but a short time, man. That's why they're gonna come down with great wrath. That's why they know that they see in the signs that are happening, and they fear. They see the chariots of the Lord, making themselves known, more and more, making it known unto them that your kingdom is about to go down. Okay, so even the devil knows the scriptures, right? To some extent, they might not be able to break it down to 100% as the Israelites. Okay, because again, this is our book. Okay, this is our book. They won't get the full extent, but they know one thing's for sure is that they know that they have but a short time. Okay, And it says here, uh, and he said unto him, If thou be the Son of the Most High, cast thyself down, for it is written, He shall give his angels charge concerning thee, in their hands they shall bear thee up, lest at any time thou dash thy foot against a stone. And Yahushua said unto him, It is written again, Thou shalt not tempt the Lord thy power. Okay, so sometimes you have to read, you have to use discernment. Some people, it's as it says in the scripture, it says Satan can transform himself as an angel of light, and is not, and marvel not if his ministers can transform themselves as an angel of light as well. Okay, because some people, they use the word to deceive. Again, left hand. They use the same book that we are using, the King James. They can take that book and deceive people, man. Okay. This something as simple as saying, reading that precept pertaining to how Peter saw the how the Lord told Peter to eat unclean animals, and then they might use this. The Christians might take this precept and tell people, now you see, if you pray over your food, it's sanctified and you can eat it. Okay, now it's halal. you know you see how people can be easily deceived or manipulated into thinking that this is the right way, especially if you don't read yourself, especially if you don't have the spirit of discernment on you. If you don't read yourself, you won't know that the person is standing in front of you is telling you lies, because he's holding the Bible. If you don't read yourself, you won't even know. That's why it says, blessed are they that read and understand. Okay. So again, a Christian might hold the Bible and use that precept to tell you it's okay to eat pork, but when we read it, we understand that it's speaking of the Hebrew Israelite foreigners. Okay, Hebrew Israelite foreigners that are going to come back into the faith. Okay, come back to the understanding that they are Israelites, that the kingdom was made for them. It's not talking about food. It's not a literal sense. It's not a literal thing of, okay, I'm able, now I can eat anything that's under the sun as long as I pray for it. That's not it, man. Okay, so again, that's wickedness, man. Because at the end of the day, that way of thinking leads unto death. If you start eating all sorts of abominations because you believe that if you pray over it, you'll be fine. No, man. The end result of that thing is a bad diet. It's gonna be bad unto you, man. Okay. But I don't want to. Let's go back into the point. So it says here again, the devil. So it says here, verse 8, Matthew 4 and 8, and again the devil taking him up into the exceeding high mountain, and shew him all the kingdoms of the world, and the glory of them, and said unto him, All these things will I give thee, if thou wilt fall down and worship me. Okay, so that's what these prophets of Baal were doing, man. You know, they were that's what these modern day rappers and entertainers and sellouts are doing, man. They're bowing down to Satan so that they can obtain the glory of this kingdom, so they can have a share, they can have a little slice of the pie, but we know that this kingdom is going down. Why would you bow down for something that is corruptible, man? For something that is not going to last forever, man. You see? So it says here, they then said Yahushua unto him, Get thee hence, Satan, for it is written, Thou shalt worship the Lord thy power, and him alone shalt thou serve. Then the devil leaveth him, and behold, angels came and ministered unto him. So again, he overcame Satan with righteousness. Okay, Yahushua was not overcome by wickedness. He did not bow down to the will of Satan, but rather he remained strong in the faith and followed after the law, statutes, and commandments, and walked in the fear of the Lord, man, as an example for us to do, man. Okay, but again, that was just another example to show you how wisdom, if you walk in wisdom, if you walk in righteousness, it will exceed the folly, it will exceed wickedness. Okay, so again, wickedness has an end. Wickedness is not more powerful than righteousness. The right hand is stronger than the left. All right, and we must remember that in the times to come, because the Lord can make he can make a way out of no way to deliver you in the time of destruction. All right. So that being said, I like to give all honor, praise, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Racha Kodash. Double honors unto my teachers, the elder apostles and elder bishops of Great Millstone, teaching and ruling well. Peace, salutation unto the hopeful elect. Until next lesson, Lord willing, this was edifying. DTI Baba Kwam Yashala. Shalom.